Hello viewers. So today's topic is for class 11th biology, chapter number 16, digestion and absorption. So here we have chosen the topic histology of gut. Histology means study of tissues, the tissue lining of the gut. Here the covering of the gut, the entire histology of the gut is similar from posterior pharynx to anus. So this lining, the complete transverse section that is known as TS section of gut wall, study shows that we have consecutive layers of tissues arranged, all the types of tissues, and that makes it a complete organ. So let's study how it is arranged in a properly manner to make the organ system work for digestion and absorption. So here we can see that the outermost covering, here we have the outermost covering, which is also known as the serous layer. The first, I have numbered it from outer to inner. First is serous layer, second is muscularis, then after that submucosa layer, followed by mucosal layer. Now here we have the serous layer, which is attachment of gut to our surrounding structure. So it is helping to keep the organ not to have dislocation from its position, and it is helping to attach the gut to the surrounding structures. That is serous layer, right? So after that we move to the next inner layers, that is muscularis, which is again divided into two sub-layers. The outer longitudinal smooth muscle fiber, SMF stands for smooth muscle fiber. So it is longitudinal smooth muscle fiber, and inner to that is circular smooth muscle fiber. We can see here the transverse section shows this kind of cross section, right? The function of longitudinal smooth muscle fiber, when it contracts, it is reducing the length of that particular point of the gut where it is contracting, and the circular smooth muscle fiber is basically related to sphincter opening and closing, and this circular smooth muscle fiber is actually reducing the diameter. When it contracts, it reduces the diameter of the gut at that particular location, and activities of both of them regulates, or it is ensuring the peristaltic movement of the contents, which is helping for the local mixing also. Means whatever the secretions we are going to see here inside the lumen, there are secretions. So these secretions are going to be mixed with the food content, and local mixing and propulsion of the contents of the gut is regulated by these muscularis. After that we have the third one, that is submucosa layer, which is having the content of loose connective tissues, blood vessels and lymphatics, that is lymph supply. So this is the submucosa layer, which we can see this complete layer, this one, this red color I have made the waviness. So that is submucosa. Now immediately below the submucosa, the boundary of the muscularis mucosa begins, and here this muscularis mucosa is responsible because we will see that the mucous layer is with glands. So what happens, this muscularis mucosa ensures the secretions and absorptions of these glands over here, those opening and closing. So that is actually ensured by muscularis mucosa. So I have written here, it regulates the surface area for secretions and absorption. Then we have the next, below the muscularis is lamina propria. That is we can see the epithelium tissues. So this is having the glands, and also there are outgrowths. You can see there the villi. Villi is there, which varies as per the different locations of the alimentary canal. For example, the villi is maximum in the small intestine because that is the area of maximum absorption. So, and in other areas either it is absent or completely sparse. So villi I have shown here because it's a common diagram for all the different parts. So some structures may vary in the different locations of the alimentary canal. So here is the villi, which is meant for absorption, right, to increase the surface area for absorption, which we can see a very important characteristic feature of mucous layer. And at the center is a lumen of the gut wall, which is from mouth to anus. It is a continuous pipe, which is complete digestive tract, and this is the lumen where all the digestion activities are going to take place. Then we can see here, especially in Brunner's gland, it is only in the case of duodenum. This Brunner's gland is actually producing a serous fluid, simple alkaline watery fluid, because to neutralize the acidic environment of the food which is coming from the stomach. So here it is a Brunner's gland only in the duodenum. So specially we have designed it and shown it here. And this is in this figure that it is actually present here in this case. Then we talk about the other side of the figure where we can see, let's see, we have this particular structure inside the mucous layer, that is the lymphatic nodules, which is Peyer's patches. So it is representing the defense mechanism, the lymphoid tissue for killing the germs entering from the buccal cavity, right? So then we have the other two here. Here we have the nervous invasion, the neural system, which is the intrinsic. Intrinsic means inbuilt inside the layers, the nerve bundles which are present, which is the intrinsic neural system, which is also known as the little brain. The reason is it has two major subdivisions over here. One at the junction of the this one, longitudinal smooth muscle fiber and circular smooth muscle fiber. So one is at the junction, which is known as myenteric nerve plexus, and or it is also known as Orbach's plexus. The working is related to peristalsis. Then we have the another junction, which is between the circular muscle fiber and submucosa. So between that we can see these patches. This is submucosa nerve plexus, which is also known as Meissner's plexus, and it regulates the activity, the secretion of exocrine and endocrine cellular secretions. So like this we can see we have all the different parts which we can see here, and this is the mesentery, that is the coelomic wall which is attaching the entire alimentary canal with the coelomic pouch, right? So like I hope by studying this you have understood the video very nicely. Thank you so much.